Hello and welcome to the Powerful Personal Brand Podcast, where my guests and I share tips to help and inspire you to build a great personal brand to increase your visibility and authority. My guest on today's episode is going to talk about how to up your video content production game. So you know that you need to be creating videos, but you don't know where to start. Listen or watch this episode, and you'll certainly be well on your way. Let's get into it. I am your host, Claire Bahn, and on today's episode, I am very excited to be joined by Carrie Murphy. Carrie is the CEO and founder of Inspired Living. She is an international speaker, media expert, and business mentor with over 20 years of entrepreneurial and on-camera experience. Her company specializes in teaching entrepreneurs how to clarify their message, authentically show up on camera, and leverage video in order to build an influential brand. Carrie, thank you so much for being here.
Claire, thanks for having me. So happy to be here with you.
Yeah. So I was looking at your bio and you were a journalist at some point, right? That's kind of where you learned a lot of this,
I was
your on-camera experience.
I was a host for
host.
some national shows. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what's actually interesting is I have a background in, I'm, commercial and, model and all that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting thing how being in front of the camera a lot really does kind of make you learn a lot of stuff that you can then tell other people how to distill it down.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. And when I was growing up, I always say I had to audition to be on camera. And now, we have these amazing, I call them $1 million tools at our fingertips that anyone can be on camera. Hence a little bit of the problem too, because there's no barrier to entry.
Right. Yeah. That it isn't funny. I was having a conversation earlier before this, and while a lot of people will post on social media, some people should not be posting what they're posting on social media. It's not helping them, right? And that goes for videos too.
Yes, absolutely. That's why I love what we do, is because, like you said, not only do we help people clarify their message, because most people, Claire, have no idea what they stand for, what their core message is, who they're talking to, and then how to be authentic. For a lot of people, when they press record, a different version of them shows up. And so really teaching people how to speak from the heart is what we specialize in, which is not easy. It's not easy to do.
No, it's not. And I think that some people have the innate ability to be able to do it very quickly, and some don't. Some stumble. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes. I do believe that some people are just born with that it factor, that je ne sais quoi, that ease. And some people, I think everyone has it. Just a lot of people don't know how to use it. They don't know how to ignite it. I say they keep it on the dimmer switch. And so when we work with them, again, for some people, it is easier. They think quicker on their feet. Some people are more analytic. They really have to process information. But once you understand, same thing for video, that there are different types of learners, then you find the way that works for you. And I think that's important.
Yeah. I also think probably for some of the people that are kind of having difficulty, it's because their head is getting involved. They're overthinking it. They're stressing about it. They're worried about the little red dot turning on. Do you think that's the case?
Yes, 1,000,000%. I mean, when you press record, 99% of people, Claire, are thinking, do I look okay? Do I sound okay? Do I look stupid today? Is my eye weird?
Yeah.
We make it all about us. And I always teach our clients that video is not about you. Do whatever you need to do to feel confident. But once you press record, video becomes about the person on the other side of the lens. And I'll tell you, that really is a secret to feeling and sounding authentic, because you cannot be in your head thinking about your words and be authentically emoting in your heart at the same time. Unless you're a trained actor or you have the talent of that, it's a real skill. So we teach people to get off script.
Yeah, no, we definitely see eye to eye on that. But even as a trained actor, when I was, doing auditions and stuff, you have to do the work so that you show up and you're present, because if you're in your head, you're not going to get that, you're not going to move on to the next round. You're not getting that job because you're again, you're in your head. So really key points that I think that we talked about here, and definitely see eye to eye with you on those. What are the 5 types of videos that you think every business owner should create?
So when I look back, there were 5 key videos that I have used to grow in a multi-7-figure business that we teach our clients to use. The first one is positioning. I don't know about you, but I've spent a whole lot of time on building out my website and my brand. And the average bounce rate on a website is 8 seconds. That means that people
Mm.
stay 8 seconds on the website you just spent thousands of dollars on, right? So that positioning video is front and center on your homepage. It's like welcoming people into your home. Like, hey, you're here, welcome. And in 90 seconds, I'm going to tell you why you're here, why I'm the one to help you find your way around, what I do, how I do it, and the next step I want you to take now that you've come into my home. So positioning videos are so important because your website will convert at over 80% better if you have that video on. Positioning video, super important, should be well done. I say this is the one video that I really recommend is high production quality, like look like a pro, because this is that first impression. The second video, and this video is super fun, it doesn't have to be very structured, and that is personality. Believe it or not, when people talk about engagement and social media and how do I build my list and my community, I'm like, stop talking about your business 24/7. Like people want to get to know you. We make decisions on businesses and brands based on the personality, the core values. So when you show up dirty, messy, there's so many people I think of. Glennon Doyle is just a hoot because, she kind of has gotten over herself. She has a huge brand and she really doesn't care about what she looks like, she be like, right? In personality videos, we want to see behind the scenes. We want that glimpse into your life. And those are really important. Those are reels, stories, those little, like I said, like behind the scenes videos. And then I have products. These are the videos that you and I probably use so much in our business. There are YouTube videos, our vlogs, our content, like teaching great stuff to build that know, love, and trust factor. Product videos can also be paid for videos, which so many of my clients come to me, Claire, when they've reached a ceiling. They either have a brick and mortar and a team and they don't know how to scale it, or they're trading time for dollars, they're working one-to-one, and they just feel this calling to serve more people. And so they come to me to build out like an online course or to build out more visibility. And that is another side of product videos. I think every person can sell their knowledge in some way or another. So those are three. Right? So we have positioning, personality, product, and then we have promotional, the video that so few women do. And it is the video that will actually help you grow and scale your business the most. People have to know how to buy from you. And then social proof, the last P is the fifth, which is getting other people on camera talking about how fabulous you are. So those are the 5 types of videos. And when you put them in your content calendar, you rotate them, people get to see different sides of you. They see you as a leader and as an authority and as a real person. And it really creates this really beautiful kind of like holistic video approach instead of just all personality, which I see a ton of, or all by my thing, which no one wants.
I call it the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time give without asking, and then 20% of the time you can ask. But yeah, you see people doing it the opposite way and you're like, no. So Carrie, what are some tips that you can give to people to look and feel confident on camera?
Yes. Well, I think one of them we covered, which is one of the huge shifts that my clients make, is to understand that video is not about you. Video is who you serve. Video is all about knowing who you're talking to on the other side of the lens. And I will say most people, when they press record, have no idea who they're talking to. And that's why it's so hard, because you're thinking about, do I sound like this? Do I look like this? Do I say things right? And I will tell you, most people don't care how you say something. They want to feel something. Video is emotional. So I don't know how to emote, share emotion, get people excited or inspired or curious or angry. Like, then your videos don't do anything. Think about your favorite movie. You never think, oh my gosh, that was the best script I have ever heard. Like, you don't say that. So we have to get out of our words and really into our heart, which is what we talked about, but also understanding that that little lens you're looking in through is a person on the other side. And when you know who that one person is, don't say, hi, everyone. Welcome, y'all. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. That is disassociated. I do not connect with, hey, y'all, or hey, Facebook. I'm not Facebook. So when you speak to one person, I know you're here because you struggle with being on camera. You really know you want to make a difference. And when it comes to pressing record, you get so caught up in what to say and how to say it that you don't even use it. Notice I'm speaking to one person. That's the magic secret sauce. It's that you know intimately who you're talking to on the other side. That means you understand their fear, their pain, their frustration, you also know what's possible for them on the other side. That is how to get over so much of the fear and be confident. Is first of all, know your stuff. I know it's a crowded marketplace. Everyone's like, oh my God, everyone else is talking about what I talk about. Stop comparing yourself. I mean, comparison is the thief of joy. And no one talks the way you do. No one has the same story you do. So even if everyone on the planet is sharing maybe some of your tips, I always say, Claire, there's no new information out there. I mean, really,
right?
Like, unless you're a rocket scientist or whatever, like, you're not sharing new data, but how you share it is what makes people interact and engage with you. So know thyself. Like, what makes you you? What makes you unique? What lights you up? What pisses you off? Like, know who you are, because being confident on camera takes conviction. It takes knowing who you are, who you're talking to, and how you help them. You know those three things, you're going to be like 9 times out of 10 better than everyone I see.
Do you think people should be practicing by themselves, looking at themselves on camera, kind of that sort of thing before they kind of push play and edit the video and post it?
Yeah. I mean, we have a program where that's all people do is they practice and post videos and get feedback from us on coaching and all those sort of things. So if you're new, I would say, yes, practice. But I will say something magical happens when you go live or you stop practicing and you just start being and talking and emoting. So like anything, I say video's a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it gets. It's like the first time you ride a bike, the first time you do anything, it's awkward. It feels weird. You feel out of body. You might feel a little sore. But I think the key to video is repetition, consistent messaging over time, consistent messaging over time. I look back at my videos 10 years ago and my message hasn't changed that much. But the person delivering it has. I have changed. My conviction has changed. My clarity with what we do and how we serve people has changed. So I think people get really caught up in, I already said that, but it takes people over 25 times to hear something before they make a buying decision. So practice, repeat, rinse, do it again.
No, the practice thing is so key. I mean, I've been doing this so long from the acting perspective, doing and all of that sort of stuff. I've had a YouTube channel forever, and it's just people don't kind of think about what goes into you today. Yeah. And just like you were saying, you've been doing this for over 20 years. Like, you can't kind of say, okay, you're going to be, at where I am tomorrow. It does take practice. Each person has to practice to find their own authenticity. And I think that's so key that you mentioned that too, because I know for me, when I'm always kind of thinking about my talking points and things like that, it's just, they come from my experience. They come from conversations that I have, whether it's a podcast or an interview that I do or something like that. And that's the kind of thing that people, you can't chat GPT that.
No, exactly. You can't AI that one. I'm with you. Yeah. It is really important to practice and, to be consistent. You can't do a video once, or I said, okay, I'm doing it once a month. I'm like, no, like once a day, once a week. Yeah. Build the muscle.
Yeah. Especially at the beginning. Yeah. I know that I was like always doing photo shoots all the time and for content and things like that. And I haven't done a photo shoot in a long time. And like 6 months later, I get in there and I'm like, whoa, I'm rusty. Like, I used to be able to just like get into a pose and do, we would be able to get through photos so quickly, but my photographer, he hasn't been doing a lot of photo shoots. He's been doing more video. And so he was a little rusty, and you're just like, wow, it's a muscle. Everybody has to work it. Even if you are good at it, you still do have to work at it.
Any actor, when they're not doing feature films, they're in class. Any talent, an athlete, when they're not on the court, they're in practice. So why do we think that we can just press record and become a superstar? Like, it takes practice, like anything.
It does. How do you position yourself as a go-to expert using video?
Right now, I think in this economy and with everyone being online, it is vital that you become an essential for someone. You become the thing that I need. And when I meet with a lot of people, Claire, they're like, yeah, I'm a realtor. I'm a yoga instructor. I'm an event planner.
I hear you on that one. You're like, no, you cannot be a jack of all trades.
You cannot. You can be multi-passionate. Yeah. You just, go to your heart's content. But when it comes to marketing and advertising, if you really want to grow and scale, you got to get known for one thing. And I know people say, no, like, I want to do all the things. I'm sure there are some anomalies out there that, no one knows what they do and they're super successful. But for the most part, if you want to stand out online, if you want to make money, if you want to become that essential for someone, when I started Inspired Living, it was life coaching for the first couple of years. After starting Inspired Living as a life coaching business, I had this aha moment that I can teach people how to be on camera. And that niching down, and then niching down to women over 40, we keep niching down. We keep getting known for the thing. And when I go into peer circles, all people come up to me and be like, oh my God, you're the video girl. I'm a lot more than the video girl. But getting known for that one thing, it's so much easier to build a brand. And that's what I would really recommend people do right now. If you're a realtor, get known for new home buyers, people who are empty nesters, people who are retiring, people who want multiple houses or rentals. So when you get known for something, then it's easier for people to make a decision to buy from you.
Yeah. I think the thing that is interesting too, is that a lot of people, I think, because you're talking about realtors, and I think a lot of times they're just no, they only think in terms of, I have to show my property for sale. So I have to show what someone can buy rather than how I can actually help you and why you should hire me, why I should get your whatever 2%, 3%, 6%, whatever it is where you are. You know what I mean? But you actually think about it and you're I know that when I bought my house, my realtor was very helpful because we had just moved to Los Angeles. I did not know the market. I didn't know all the tests that you needed to have run, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We really leaned on him. And, you don't want to just anybody because they would be you don't need to run that geological, report to know about earthquake safety. You're yeah, you probably do. But anyway, see, but that is one of the tips that I definitely give to people. Just give tips because then they're going to say, you know what? I like you. You're my person.
Yep. She gets me. She knows me. She knows what I'm struggling with, what I need. Yeah. And she knows what I don't know. I think so many times when you're looking for anyone, a product or a service, it's oh, I didn't know it could do that. I didn't know that I needed that. So the more you share, and I will say that's probably one of the lessons I've learned along the way is I used to hold my proprietary content, those 5 types of videos, I would never share in an interview because I'm but that's my IP, that's my super special sauce. And now I've learned, the more I give, the more I get. People can hear something, but they don't know how to implement it. They don't know what to do with it. So don't be afraid to give the goods. Don't hold on because you're oh, what if another realtor hears this? Or what if another coach hears my secret sauce?
I completely agree because you are the one with the knowledge that knows how to implement it. Just giving people this is what you need to do. You're not saying, okay, this is how you have to do it. Here's all the steps that you need to take, and all that kind of stuff. And that's what people can't actually do. Or if they go and they do the research, they're oh, it's really hard. Right. I need some help with this.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to you and not somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. I love that. Oh my God. So you've so many great tips. I absolutely love it. So can you give me 3 top tips that you can give for doing videos?
I would say, again, know that one person you're talking to. Really know this person, not demographic, but psychographic. Know what they're going through, what they're struggling with, what they've tried that hasn't worked. So when, we were just talking about, when you're talking on camera, they're saying, how does she know me? She knows what I'm going through. She knows my concerns, my challenges. That is magic. That is super, super special secret sauce right there. So know your client. Number 2, we've talked about this. It's be consistent. Even when you don't feel like it. I do videos every day to some capacity, whether it's a story or a reel. However, for my YouTube videos and my video blog, I do 1 production day a month. And this for most of my clients is you don't have to do it every day or every week. I'm are you kidding me? I'm a mom with 2 little kids. No, I do 1 production day a month. I shoot 4 to 5 videos. My team edits them and I'm done with content for the month. So that is amazing. Super time saver. So that's tip number 2. And then really understand your core message. What makes you unique? What is the thing that you stand for? What are you passionate about? Because people make decisions based on other people that they know, like, and trust. So if you're only sharing about your business, it's a very limited view to what I would need to maybe make a buying decision from you. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to mess up, to show that you have a bad day. Believe it or not, that will help you build your business more than anything else. People don't want perfection. And that I want to end with that, because 99% of people that I work with are so stuck on their words. They're so stuck on looking right. They're so stuck on, I don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to look stupid. What if someone doesn't like me? And, gotta quote Dr. Seuss, it is none of your business what other people think about you. When you're committed to showing up and being of service, then the right people find you. And I promise you, like I am breathing right now, that your business will grow if you implement these things. It will grow.
And one thing, because I sometimes find that there are people that want to kind of like overly retouch, overly do because you were talking about showing up authentically on stories and things like that. And sometimes, I'm not wearing makeup. What is your thought about doing that kind of like, this is me. I know that normally I'm looking like this, but maybe I'm looking a little less made up. Polished. What's your thought on that?
That's amazing. I mean, you look at people like Jenna Kutcher, Jasmine Star, like all of these, Marie Forleo, all these big people in the industry, they show up polished on some days and rough and rugged the other. I think, again, it comes down to what's your brand? How are you in alignment with my brand? Like my brand is luxury you can hug. Like I want you to feel like when you walk into an Inspired Living event, like you just walked into the Ritz and everyone is hugging on you and loving on you. And so my brand and how I show up on camera is the same. So I would say your brand, know what that brand aesthetic you want to put out there and show all sides, because people do relate to that very much.
So Carrie, tell the audience where they can find out more about you.
Well, I have to say, Claire, so many people ask me, what do I need to set up my home studio? Like what lighting and what equipment? So we put together this really gorgeous guide called the Be Studio Ready Guide. You can go to my website, inspiredliving.tv, and go download it. It has video tips, and whether you're a beginner or you're more advanced, it tells you what equipment you need to start looking amazing on camera. And then Instagram, Facebook, where there is social, Inspired Living lives. So please come and connect with me. I'm personally on those pages. DM me, let me know you heard this on the podcast, and let's connect. And I will absolutely respond. I'd love to hear if any of this inspired you to be more visible in your business.
Amazing. And all of the links and everything will be in the description box or in the show notes. So do not fret, we're not writing that down. Carrie, this was a great conversation. Thank you so much. I learned a lot, and I definitely think the audience learned a lot, and I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Super fun.
And thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.